Okay, today we're going to talk about a subject that can be applied to anything, and it's called return on investment. Return on investment could be money that you invest into whatever, time. That's probably the most value that you can, or the highest value thing you can invest into anything is your time, because once it's gone, and you can't buy it back. I'm going to use this as an example. This Milwaukee setup. This was my first Milwaukee. I bought it from the tool truck just because I didn't want to go to the store and get it, and it was a little bit more. But when I had a problem, my Matco tool guy took care of it, no problem. Same thing with all the other stuff. Now, I'm going to say this about Milwaukee. Yes, there's still M18 and M12. And for the most part, the performance of their products is still, shoulder to shoulder with anybody or out in front. And I don't care what you're talking about. And of course, they make all these different tools, right? Not just for mechanics, but plumbers, electricians. I mean, it's just crazy the stuff they make. Landscaping, chainsaws, weed eaters, blowers. They make everything. But when I bought this was the original battery. One thing I like, they've never deviated from their batteries. As a matter of fact, yesterday I went to the store and I bought 2 of these, okay? And I just got them because, one, I got them for this guy right here, and 2, they last longer, they run longer. So, air tools, at one point in time, a good impact half-inch would run you anywhere between $600 to $800 from Snap-on. And now their cordless are between $600 and $800. They have a 1-year warranty. If anything happens, even if something happens within the 1 year, there's always that gray area where they have to send it off. They'll refurbish it and they'll hit you for $150 and you get it back. I'm going to tell you this. I've been a field mechanic ever since I started buying this stuff. And I can tell you this, I've worked with them in the mud, the rain, the snow. I've dropped them repeatedly, not on purpose, just because it happens. And all the Milwaukee stuff just keeps on going. So my return on investment was, in my opinion, very good. Another thing, when you're a mobile technician, firing up the compressor, running the impact, it's just so much noise. You don't realize how much noise you're putting out until you start working with cordless. Not to mention the airlines, the tripping hazards, you're tethered to your air supply. If it doesn't reach, you can't get to it. And it's just, for a mobile mechanic, those are things that really factor in. You got a bulldozer that's 150 yards in and you can't get to it because it's too muddy, the site. Well, guess what? You grab your cordless, you can go right to it and you get to work. You don't have to, put 6-7 airlines and then you're still short. So that's one thing that's good. If you're a shop mechanic, you can probably get by with air tools. There's nothing wrong with air tools. I use them for years, but it's just, I've just gotten accustomed to the cordless. And whenever I work with air tools, it's in my way. It's a tripping hazard. It's limited. I have to reposition the truck. I run the truck, and the noise it makes is just loud. And down here in South Texas, especially if you're down south and you're working on stuff at night, yeah. And when I say night, I'm talking anywhere between midnight to 5 in the morning. Because these energy companies that are down here, they're running 24/7. So if you get a call, you got to go get them, right? Because they get what's called NPR, non-production revenue. So, every minute counts. So they want you out there. And if they got a truck that broke down on the lease road, you got to go out there. And honestly, you need to be with your ears open. I mean, we go out there, turn on all the lights and stuff, but you still need to be able to hear. With cordless tools, you can hear. If you have a truck running PTO mode and air tools going, you can have 1,000 people walk right by you and you never know it because it's just so loud. Out there, sound travels. Anyway, I'm getting off subject. Return on investment. So another thing that return on investment is if you work at a shop. I've got two examples. One is I worked at a shop. I didn't get paid much, but I learned a great skill. I worked at an automotive machine shop, you know, resizing rods, boring blocks, cylinder head work and whatnot. Well, even though I didn't get paid much, the skill that I acquired building engines, you know, daily, when I went to the dealerships, you know, nobody knew about micrometers, nobody knew about out of round, nobody knew about taper, nobody knew about this, that, you know, anything with critical measurements. You know, everybody is just run and gun, and you know, if it works, great. If it doesn't, you know what, there's warranty on it, we'll redo it again and we'll figure out what went wrong. But anyway, that was one return on investment. I invested time, even though I wasn't getting paid a lot, but the skill that I got was just tremendous. Now, just like anything else, people that have businesses, when they hire you, that's what they're looking at. What's their return on investment? They're investing in you, paying you whatever the salary is. Are they getting what they want out of it? Now, there is some abuses before everybody gets ahead of me. Yeah, there's some people that pay very little and they expect a lot. I've actually been at a shop where they wanted you to do a clutch in 6 hours, and that's all they paid. I don't care if it had a PTO. I don't care if it was a Freightliner with air tanks in the way. I don't care what. Splitter box, they didn't care. They just paid 6 hours for a clutch job. And you know, they run you ragged. They were making tremendous amount of money, you know, because they weren't charging the customer 6 hours, but they were paying the technician 6 hours. Yet at some other places I've been to, they bring you in and they teach you, or they you know, give you skill set for you to be able to be a good technician, so you can take care of their customer. You know, they send you to school. And you know, going to school is one of those things. Nobody wants to do it because they feel that it's too much investment and not enough return on the investment, which is a bunch of crap. I mean, that's why right now, after years and years of shops refusing to send guys to school, they only send one guy, and then that guy's supposed to teach everybody, which really what happens is that one guy ends up being the only guy that can do warranty or do recalls, because he's the only one that got certified on that specific unit, yet everybody else has to, you know, tread water and get by as best as they can. I think it's a bunch of crap. But anyway, getting off subject on that, that's a whole another video. Went kind of long, but Milwaukee, one of the greatest return on investments I've ever made. I only started with this guy, and then I went to the next one was the ratchet, which was this guy, and then I went to this guy, and then this guy, and then it just kept growing. Of course, I don't got every Milwaukee tool. I buy sparingly, but this tool right here, I'm gonna tell you what, this cutoff tool right here, yeah, that's one of my favorite tools. That's one of my favorite tools that gets used a lot. Cuts all kinds of stuff. Anyway, going kind of long. Thanks for watching, and hope it made sense. Leave some comments.